Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. I hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things you love. We've got an interesting story, a breaking story from The Sun, from Martin Lipton. It's also getting spread around on all of the other journalists that are out there talking about this right now, giving their various takes that Tottenham Hotspur may, or at least according to this story, have officially just received a world record £4.5 billion Tottenham takeover bid from former DJ Brooklyn Aric, or Aric, Earick. I don't even know how you say his name. It's an interesting one, guys. I've got some details on who this guy is, what it looks like. It will be an absolute monster of a bid if it's true. We shall see. We shall see. But listen, let's go through some of the news on this one for you and a little bit of the background on who this geezer is. Please do smash the like button. It's an interesting way to Thursday night, 9:15 p.m. I mean, I wasn't expecting this one tonight, were you? Let's have a look at the story, shall we? Smash the like, smash the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on today's topics. We really appreciate you. A US consortium has launched a world record £4.5 billion takeover bid for Tottenham. Sunsport can reveal tech entrepreneur Brooklyn Aric is heading a 12-man group that has lodged the stunning offer. Aric and his partners are offering £3.3 billion to buy out the entire club from owners Enoch and the Lewis family, and the proposed new owners are ready to set aside a further £1.2 billion for the player budget, including wages, fees, and agents' payments, to be made available to Thomas Frank from the opening of the January window. The hell? This is madness. The total package would exceed the £4.25 billion record for a football club paid by the Todd Bowley-led group that bought Chelsea in 2022. But it's not really 4.25 or 4.5, is it? If you're just, the takeover bid would be 3.3 billion. And the 1.2 billion would just, I guess, would just be an injection of capital. So I guess it kind of would. Otherwise, how else are you going to get that money in to spend it? Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. The total package would exceed, I've done that bit. Aric, 41, has assembled a consortium. My age. This guy's my age. He's about to... I'm taking Bugsy out for a walk. And this guy's out there maybe buying football clubs. Wasted my life. Aric, 41, has assembled a consortium including NFL and NBA investors to back his vision for the North Londoners. His Tottenham 3.0 blueprint envisages a massive investment on the playing side to turn Spurs from pretenders to more than contenders. Sounds good. And he has also lined up a £250 million stadium naming rights deal, something that was beyond Daniel Levy for 6 years after the new ground was opened in 2019. I think this guy's into crypto and blockchain and stuff now. I've got some information about him, which I'll bring up in a minute. So, you know, we've got a major sponsorship at the company, at the football club anyway. That's a crypto thing. Maybe there's some overlap into that. We'll check it out in a second. A source close to Aric told Sunsport Brooklyn and his team think everything is in place at Tottenham already. Spurs has a world-class stadium. Doesn't make sense. And training ground. The infrastructure is all in one place. But with the investment they are ready to make, it will be the final step to turn the club into winners on the pitch as well. Aric is understood to have started initial discussions with the Spurs hierarchy, including Chairman Daniel Levy, former Chairman Levy, my chairman, some months ago. A whole bunch of pictures of random stuff here. Look at his DJ. What a geezer. Those talks have accelerated over the past 3 weeks since Levy's exit, with football figures believing the ousted executive was the impediment to a sale because of his desire to remain at the helm, even if a deal was done. Since Levy was forced out, Enoch and the Lewis family, with siblings Vivian and Charlie appearing in the director's box, have insisted they are not looking to sell, but instead bring success under their stewardship. But the upfront offer is worth 27% more than the respected business magazine Forbes' $2.6 billion valuation of the club. Tottenham Stock Exchange listing means any change of ownership would need to be agreed under the takeover panel rules with a strict timetable followed. But Aric is a colourful former DJ who also worked for NASA, wants the deal to be completed and given Premier League approval by the start of December. This would allow an instant impact in the January transfer window. In a 2016 interview, Aric said, I spent the better part of a decade as a DJ and a music producer. I've played shows all over the US, Canada, and the Caribbean and Europe, from LA to NYC to London to Ibiza. I'm very fortunate to have done that for as long as I did, but I was definitely burnt out towards the end. So I hung up the headphones, moved to San Francisco, and landed an internship at NASA as an electrical engineer in the small spacecraft division. Gee whiz, what have I done with my life? NASA is where I was first exposed to computer programming. I quickly realized how powerful it was and loved the fact that if you had an idea, you could open your computer and start it right away. So I started taking online courses for both coding and design, reading books and brainstorming ideas. Is that it? That's the end of that story. I mean, look, first thoughts are, it's a stretch. It's a real stretch, guys, to know what's going on with this. Out of nowhere, the story yesterday with regards Lord Ashcroft's son, Andrew Ashcroft, was that just a transfer of shares between dad to son for tax purposes, inheritance tax? I don't know, any of those sorts of things, or was there more to it? We looked at the trading of those shares, those micro small shares on the asset match exchange. Haven't seen any more news about that this morning. We know we're already in a takeover period, a potential takeover period. They've got 28 days, haven't they? From the 8th of September, so until the 5th of October for Staveley and for Firehawk Holdings, separately to say whether they're going to put up or shut up. Staveley's already said, I'm going to shut up for 6 months, at least in terms of a takeover bid, but she hasn't necessarily gone away. Firehawk, we haven't heard anything more from. Could this be the Firehawk Holdings deal? Remember, Firehawk Holdings, Roger Kennedy and Phi and G, I think it was. Those guys, they're obviously Asian American, but they definitely have that American money and lots of investment banking money, private equity money. Is that anything to do with this? Look, it doesn't say what the 12-man consortium, who else is on it, apart from saying that there's investors within the NFA, the NFL and the NBA. And I'm pretty sure when I did my due diligence on the various different investments that Roger Kennedy's done, that there was some overlap via their Triller thing into other sports in America, although I don't believe it had anything to do with NBA and NFL from memory. I think it was more other things like that you would usually find on Triller, like bare knuckle boxing and all those sorts of things. But so maybe there's no overlap there. So if there's any truth to this story, and it's a really weird, why would the Sun come out with the story of everyone to get hold of the scoop? It's the Sun. I don't know. It's a stretch, guys. But look, let's have a little pivot across quickly to this. Let's find out a little bit more. So I'm using Grok here. So again, I don't know anything about this geezer, right? But the conclusion is obviously talking here about. I asked the question about, pitch me the story. Does it make any sense? It's basically saying it's a substantial offer, and yeah, it makes sense with the story makes sense with the market context at the moment. It's obviously something that we would all like to see, at least in terms of the investment, in terms of the players, all that stuff. But do these people know anything about football? Do they need to know anything about football? If they've just got investors that have got backgrounds from the NBA and the NFL, then that could be the likes of people like FSG and a different guys. People like Woody Johnson, the guy who's just bought into Crystal Palace to take over John Textor's holding. These guys are investors with experience in NFL. So it's not necessarily anything problematic with it. Let's have a look at this guy, though, Brooklyn Aric, right? So these are the things that he's founded ever since. So he got into tech, obviously, after the NASA thing, and then he moved into blockchain, I believe. I believe it's blockchain. Let's have a look-see. So this is the thing. Aric has founded and led multiple startups. Is it on the screen? I think it's on the screen, right? Yeah, it's on the screen for you. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. Has founded and led multiple startups focusing on apps, audio tech, blockchain, there you go, and digital assets. Here's a chronological overview. In 2015, he started a thing called Foodie, food-based social media app combining elements of Tinder, Instagram, Yelp, yada, yada, yada. Launched December 2015. So he's good in the tech. Obviously knows not much overlap there, is there? Food-based startup. Is there any chance that, that's got an overlay? Probably not. What's this one here? G Audio Lab. Director of Business Development. Leader in spatial audio technology. Leverages music production background to promote immersive sound solutions. So probably not too Too relevant. Rad NFTV, the Rad Pandas, bought NFT platform to BSV blockchain, launched an NFT project, the Rad Pandas. Spoke at an NFT X Perverse 3 in Los Angeles. Positioned Aric as a thought leader in NFTs. Okay. That was a bit of a trend for a while, wasn't it? It was a massive trend. I'm sure it's still popular in certain parts, but I'm not I've never got into NFTs myself. Redacted RND, founder and CEO, innovation firm specializing in blockchain digital assets. He's still there now. Technology, venture capital. There you go. Venture capital, sports, media, and entertainment. Interesting. So could the bid be coming via redacted RND? Maybe we need to do a little bit more research into that. Based in Singapore and Monaco, claims to have raised $500 million globally with multiple successful exits. Core vehicle for investments. Website emphasizes blockchain innovation. Coolly advised on deals like the Maserati acquisition. Now, what do we know about Monaco? It's interesting. So I'm putting two and two together here, guys, but I'm just going to say it. Monaco, the current geezer, Roboloblev, I think his name is something like Roboloblev, the guy who's in charge of Monaco. He also has relationships because he was looking to sell Monaco. He's a Russian oligarch, and I'm pretty sure he has really close relationships with Amanda Staveley. See what I'm saying here? Maybe Staveley. It's a massive stretch, but look, innovation in technology, venture capital, sports, media, and entertainment. There might be some overlay there, guys. Got to do a little bit of digging into redacted R&D. Algorith Capital, one of Asia's first digital asset investment firms focusing on tech and blockchain. Support Aric's VC activities, not directly tied to sports deals, but funds, tech, ventures. Well, maybe this is bringing back in the guys from the Asian side of that Firehawk Holdings thing. Maybe they're all getting together. Maybe those 12 people are a little bit of Amanda Staveley and her consortium. Maybe it's a little bit of Firehawk, or maybe it's nothing to do with them at all. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Sports and investment forays. What else has he done? Redacted R&D announced acquiring the debt-ridden team Maserati MSG Formula E team. Okay. Tottenham Hotspur bid as of late September 2020. Aric heads a 12-person US consortium, including NFL and NBA investors, offering £4.5 billion for Tottenham, $3.3 billion for Enoch and Lewis to disappear, plus £1.2 billion for a play-up budget. Interesting, that, isn't it? So if you inject that money at the point of the purchase, then it can go into the coffers of the club. Otherwise, you can't just spend money. I guess that's how it works. If you were to just buy the club for 3.3 billion and Enoch and Lewis were to go, then the revenue in the club has to be the revenue that you can spend. But if you pay 4.5 and that 1.2 billion is left over in the coffers of the club when they make their exit, then it's technically a takeover at that price point that leaves cash in the reserves. Is that a way of circumventing the FFP and the FFP and the PSR rules? Be able to spend money that your club hasn't really generated, but it's still there via the takeover? I'm not sure, but if that is, I have to look into that as well. Make a note, Butler. Do some homework this weekend and come back with some more information on that. It's interesting, though, guys. It's interesting. From an Ohio DJ to NASA Labs, crypto boardrooms, Formula E bid, collapsed Formula E bid. You know what, Grok? I think you've done a good job there for now, mate. We'll leave you alone. Let's. Apparently, I've been looking on Twitter, guys. Apparently, he is also following Tottenham Hotspur on Twitter. So make of that what you will. But listen, I've never even heard of the guy, to be entirely honest. So I don't know. I'll do a lot more digging, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Maybe there's truth to it. It seems odd that it's coming out. If a story like that breaking via the Financial Times or the Telegraph or the Guardian or something, you go, okay, or the Independent. But when it's coming from the Sun, you're like, really? But, big but. Stranger things have happened. And the NFL, the NBA thing, all of that stuff, could it be just people putting two and two together and getting a lot bigger number than 4? Or could it all be part of some grand master plan? Either way, it's a massive punchy number if true. And it'd be very exciting as long as the right people are spending the money, because, you know, do necessarily NFL or NBA investors or this guy, this ex-DJ, clever geezer, does he know who the best players are to target. I'm not sure, but it'd be fascinating story to follow up on, guys. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. I just wanted to bring that to your attention now. Let me know your thoughts if you think there's any plausibility to it. Again, it's all very convenient timing, isn't it, with everything else that's going on within this kind of little takeover period thing now. So we shall see. Fascinating stuff. I'm going to go away and do a little bit more digging into who that R&D company is, redacted R&D. See if I can pull up any more trees, and then I'll bring it to your attention tomorrow morning for a morning show. Appreciate you all, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, bye-bye.